Whoa! Geek, 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 geek.
Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so let's talk about Brooklyn, man. I know Brooklyn has been in the news a lot lately, man. For some reason, a lot of the drill rappers up in Brooklyn stay getting into either some type of situation where they getting arrested or, man, getting shot at or either, losing their life, man. Sad to say. But, man, this story is none the different, man. So, Brooklyn scene has been going crazy. You had the ascension of Pop Smoke. You've got, man, a lot of folks, Chef G, you got Coach the GOAT, you got Famo Banga, you got all these cats in the Brooklyn scene that are just blowing up and doing big things, man. And it's a wonderful thing. But hand in hand with that has been the violence. And a lot of that has been due to the level that the drill rappers have been going. I mean, I think, man, New York drill rappers have gone to levels that we've never even seen in some of the other artists, man. Because don't forget, man, we just did a story not too long ago where there was a drill rapper who actually stood on one of his Opps' grave, allegedly. Now, all that came out to be false, but, man, some of it was true. Now, this story is a rumor because it's what people are saying on the fan pages, and a lot of people are saying on some of the more popular drill websites and pages on social media. And they're basically saying that a drill rapper by the name of Famo Banga, man, ended up getting shot in the chest. Now, dude had an interesting career, and he was full of a lot of antics. And before we get into the specifics, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And, man, let's get it. All right, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Famo Banga just a little bit. Now, Famo Banga is an interesting case, man, because he has a lot of trolling that he does on his social media. Now, when you look at his social media and you see a lot of his posts, he's got a lot of his music, but the names and a lot of the stuff he has on his social media page about his music or directed at different folks, man, is heavily street related. I'm talking about like every aspect. And, man, this is not me saying this. I'm not making this statement. This is actually the name of one of his songs. His latest song, and I mean, it's got like over 400,000 hits, is called The Real GDK. Now, everybody who keeps up with drill rap understands the implications of that statement and why that's a very bold thing to say, you know what I mean? And Famo Banga, man, he had a lot of that stuff going on his page. Now, I hate to keep talking about him in the past tense because this is all a rumor, but the rumor is that he was shot in the chest, man, that he was shot in the chest earlier today. And, man, he's actually undergoing treatment right now, man. They're trying to save his life. Now, initially, everybody was like, man, this could be some trolling. This could be some anything, man. Somebody could just be putting this out there because they don't like him. Because Famo Banga has a lot of ops in the music industry. I mean, it is ridiculous. And he said a lot about a lot of people who are famous. Like, he had a song basically saying how to rob, and he mentioned folks like Pop Smoke, Famo Banga, and a cast like that. Even though that song was put out a while ago, he was in an interview, and they asked him about it, and he was like, man, I don't care what anybody thinks about it. And, he's from Brownsville. Now, I'm not saying that Brownsville is the toughest place in the world, but he talked about being from Brownsville and how he felt being from Brownsville, being in the rap game and whatnot. Now, you see a lot of woo stuff on his social media page, so I don't think that, anybody like Famo Banga or any of those guys or his direct, like, serious ops, I think the song that he released was actually for a joke. But, man, dude he had a knack to go over that line, it seemed like, with a lot of stuff. Now, this is in no way saying that he deserved to be shot or anything of that nature. I do not believe that, and I am definitely not supporting any notion of that. But, man, dude was wild and out there when it came to the post on social media. And even his last post before all this news broke, it was a picture of him smoking and then somebody's face on the end of what he was smoking. And, man, you guys can draw your conclusions there, what the implications are, but you get it, man. You know how these cats, they talk about smoking a pack, smoking their ops or whatnot. And, man, Dude had a lot of stuff like that on his social media going on. Now, what made everybody take this serious, the rumor that he had been shot in the chest, was another rapper by the name of K.I. Now, K.I. was obviously one of his homeboys that was cool with him or whatnot, and K.I. put out a post, and it said this specifically, man. Now, under the original post, talking about what was going down with Famo Banga, he put this right here. Now, under the story on social media, he posted this. Fame pulled through with fingers crossed. Famo Fisher, Famo Banga, you got this. And basically, tagging his social media page on that platform. And man, it got a lot of hearts right there, and you can see there was a couple of comments. But K.I. is also an artist in his own right. He was recently in a write-up for the Source magazine, and they were talking about his lead single. So dude had no reason to be out there, falsifying this or trying to help any trolling. I think this is a legitimate post, and these were legitimate sentiments. Now, this is a sad situation because dude seemed like he had some talent, man. I'm telling you, Famo Banga, that song that he has with the name that I mentioned before, I do not want to keep repeating that. It's got one of the sickest beats I've heard in a while, man. I like the beat, man. He's an interesting character because he's got this kind of Lil Uzi Vert / Brownsville. He's like a hooded out version of Lil Uzi Vert. I swear to God, man. Like, that is his whole motif, if I was to describe him, man. Like, no colorful hair, but just, very Brownsville, man. And I get it. I get it. But, man, it's a sad situation that we've come to this again, and we'll be talking about these stories, man, it seems like forever, man. Until there's a situation in hip-hop where everybody's like, all right, man, we're going to keep it peaceful. Everybody's going to stop, pulling out on each other. And maybe, man, cats should just stop creating ops, you know what I mean? Now, I know that's not an easy thing to happen. And I know that cats have street beef before they even become rappers. So it's easy to judge these cats after they've become famous and tell them to put stuff to the side. But we never know the full story of what's going down in the streets. Like, we don't know who's into it with who exactly. We just know from what they tell us in the rap music who's into it with who, or what little skirmishes or things that they got going on. Because sometimes these shootings and things like this aren't even related to the rapper's direct ops and stuff like that. Sometimes it's stuff that happens internally in their life that could have happened to any one of us, which is a scary thought. But in all seriousness, man, with hip-hop being at the forefront of music right now, it is an amazing thing, man. The culture has expanded so far, and there's so many different artists and different places that it touches now, and you get so many different perspectives, and you get so many different types of lifestyles and stories that you hear from Brooklyn, St. Louis, everywhere, man. Midwest, East Coast, West Coast. But, man, one thing that's been consistent this year is, man, all the crazy shootings and wildness with the violence. Hopefully we can lead that in 2020, and going into 2021, we don't have any more of these situations because this has been easily the most violent year in hip-hop. Now, before we get to, hold up, man. What do you guys think? Do you think all these shootings going on in hip-hop or with up-and-coming hip-hop artists is just another part of street life, and it's just one of those things that we're going to probably get used to in the future? Or is there just more focus on it now because we all have more time to pay attention to these situations going on? Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.